Good morning, one and all, and welcome to the Damage Report. I am John Idarola. Very happy to have you here on a Friday for at least two reasons. One, because it's a Friday. That means the weekend's coming. So that's good news. And two, there's a lot of interesting news to talk about. Did you know that we now know that apparently the documents they were looking for had to do with nuclear technology? You didn't know that. I just told you, and I will tell you far more about it coming up soon. But also, on that full show, we've got some garbage to throw away. So we're going to be throwing away some garbage, people, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Mine is completely unacceptable. Just completely unacceptable. Anyway, hey Amy, how's it going? You do need to choose a dragon name. And May Money just finished watching the behind the scenes of Dolls and Monsters. Thank you. I enjoy recording those. That's for the Patreon that I do at patreon.com/JohnnyRolla. I release a little bit of original fiction each month, and then there's also, depending on what tier you're at or whatever, I do like a behind the scenes, like a dive into what I was hoping to accomplish, where I think it succeeded or failed. And I also do dramatic readings as well, which is a little fun. It's a little bit of story time. Anyway, I just recorded the podcast, which is going to be released soon, which is me and my friend Aquelis Gordon talking about Get Out. And this weekend, I am going to be recording an episode with Emma Vigland, where we dive into a debate on the current state of the MCU. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is it good? Is it bad? We're finally going to be hashing it out. But we have a lot of news to talk about, so why don't you go ahead and hit the like button. We're at less than half right now, which is unacceptable. The stream will lose structural integrity if we don't get that number up fast. Hold on a second. Billy V. Taylor says, I'm now Billy Dragon, namer of Billies, and namer of shows. Okay, so let's jump into some numbers. I almost moved the garbage can. No, I need to move you. Cases continue to drop, maybe soon to drop below 100,000 daily average cases. Hospitalizations, ICU, case or patient loads ticking down as well. And we're going to keep an eye on deaths going forward. That's all pretty much as we expected. Not a lot is changing there. Although we will be talking on the full show about the CDC's recent change to their guidance. But in slightly better news, the average gas prices, hey, what do you know? They went down by slightly more than 2 cents on average nationally. Again, not quite so much here in California, but we're now at $3.98 basically. And that continues to tick down, that slow progress that we've been watching now for, like 3 weeks or so. And I understand that it probably gets a little bit annoying that we go through these numbers every day, but I will ask you this. Would you know that the gas price was going down 2 cents every day if not for this? You'd get a general idea that the price was going down, but we should dive into the numbers sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, and with that, let's talk about some news. What should we jump into first? Oh, okay, so here's a bit of writing from David Brooks. And this is the sort of, status quo view on Donald Trump, the threat to democracy, the rise of fascism and everyone, that cloaks itself in being so reputable and neutral and seemingly more serious, but at the same time just accepts so much of what's going on. I'm going to get to that in one sec, but first of all, hold on. Gail Kane says, that's easy. MCU sucks now. No, but see, the thing about that, Gail, is that you're dead wrong. You're so dead wrong. You've been rotting in your grave for years. You're so wrong. It's awesome. I'm sorry. I get that you don't like it, but it's awesome. So anyway, but that's what we'll be talking about on that podcast. So David Brooks says, what happens if a prosecutor charges Trump and he is convicted just as he is cruising to the GOP nomination or maybe even the presidency? What happens if the legal system, using its criteria, decides Trump should go to prison at the very moment that the electoral system, using its criteria, which is inherently undemocratic, decides he should go to the White House? I presume in those circumstances, Trump would be arrested and imprisoned. I also presume we would see widespread political violence from incensed Trump voters who would conclude that the regime has stolen the country. In my view, this is the most likely path to a complete democratic breakdown. So what he's saying there is, he's not even stating they would be lying about his crimes or the conviction or whatever. He's just saying if they were to do it, if he were to ever be punished for any of the crimes he commits, then his crazy base might do something, and so we should let him go. And there should be no consequences, not for anything he has done, not for anything that he might do, because his base is so crazy. That is like kind of a new version of terrorism, effectively. I've got such crazy people backing me that you can never, ever stop me, no matter what. Even if the law is on your side, and even if the electoral system in this case is the electoral college is not what the people actually want, if there's a crazy enough and violent enough minority, then the law doesn't matter anymore. You are, by David Brooks's definition, above the law. That's the status quo right there. Yes, No Way Home was very good. And I'm not even as big of a Spider-Man fan as some people. Multiverse of Madness also I thought very good. I thought Shang-Chi was great. I really liked Black Widow. Honestly, the only thing they've released in the past year and a half that I wasn't a massive fan of was the Eternals. And even that had some good moments. I just felt like there were just a lot of characters, and I don't think they did a very good job of making them distinct and giving them good intros. Anyway, it's a thing that we'll get into maybe in the debate. Okay. Billy B. Taylor says, Marvel's fine. It's been better, but it's far from the worst. Nuance is good and entertainment. I agree. Yes, I think that Thor was very good. You know, nothing is going to match Endgame, but Thor was very good. Okay, I want to show you a bit of a video, and then I want to say something controversial about it. And I want you to let me know what you think. This is a video of a bear who has gotten into some, apparently, honey that makes you hallucinate. Is in Turkey. Now here's my controversial take. I don't think that's a real bear. Like, I get that it's a real bear, but does that not look like a fake bear? Why is it so skinny? Look at this bear. That doesn't look like a real bear. I think this is an animatronic bear meant to convince people that their hallucinogenic honey is very good over in Turkey. I think that's what it's about. Okay, fine, it's a real bear, but it doesn't look like a real bear. And I'm a little bit worried about not necessarily being able to be sure if something is a bear or not. I feel like it should be abundantly clear. I feel like that's information that we need to have. Anyway, okay, so last check on the likes. We're at like 30% likes. Like 30%. We could easily get to 750. We could get to 1,000 if we work together. And by that I mean that I guess technically I could hit the like button. I don't think I ever have on my own stream, but you should definitely do it. And we're gonna jump into our headline story, which is about Rudy Giuliani. So Rudy Giuliani apparently was talking with the New York Post about the FBI raid and what needs to happen based on it. Now, obviously, you're not going to be surprised that this guy, despite all of the times that he's been used and abused by Donald Trump and not paid for his services and made to look like a fool, he is sticking with him. He doesn't care at all about any of the content of what actually happened, the substance of it. But he does say that something should happen. If Trump gets elected president, the first thing he'll do is raid every one of Biden's houses. All of a sudden, you're the first president of the United States to introduce the banana republic process of persecuting your predecessor. We've avoided it for 240 years. Trump didn't do it to Hillary. Ford didn't do it. Why would Ford do? Okay, so here is what he is saying. And by the way, of course, I'm going to gloss over all of the stuff Trump did, the continued focus on Hillary Clinton, all that. Let's forget about that for right now. So, to investigate the former president, even if Biden himself isn't involved, even if it appears at this point that they had good cause, we'll continue to see, is unacceptable. Content doesn't matter. Okay? It is totally unacceptable. What is apparently acceptable, according to Rudy Giuliani, is for Trump to then do it with no basis whatsoever. So if you have the substance, if you have the reason, it's unacceptable, you can't possibly do it. If you've got nothing, well, fuck you, you did it to me first. And think about what he's saying. He's saying it's not just that this sets a bad precedent. It's not just that I'm a little bit worried about where this could go. This is banana republic shit that we're going to do. This is anti-democratic. This is authoritarian dictator bullshit, and we can't wait to jump in it. Think about that. They're the ones saying that it's all of these things. And he's saying we're going to do it. We're going to raid all of their homes. Why? Who the fuck cares? What's the difference? We're coming for Joe Biden. And honestly, I don't even really care if they do. Because, look, I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden. And also, what the fuck do you think they'd find in his house? Werther's Originals? Hemorrhoid pillows? What the fuck are they going to find there? And look, they know that. They know that. I don't know. Well, God, first of all, I was going to say, I don't know if the DOJ would even do it, but if Trump gets in office, I mean, God only imagines who is going to be the head of the DOJ. But yeah, they're going to find Corn Pop's body in corduroy. No, fucking go ahead. By the way, raid Hillary Clinton. I really don't give a fuck. But you're the one saying that it's Banana Republic shit that you can't wait to do. I would say what I've always said, which is I think the only consistent position you can have, which is don't do it willy-nilly, but if there's good cause and if a law has been broken, then that's kind of what law enforcement is supposed to be fucking about. Anyway, with that said, we do have the watch list going live, so you can head over to twitch.tv/TYT, youtube.com/watchlistTYT for the last watch list of the week, and then Britt Ehrlich is going to be joining me. We're going to be throwing away a little bit of garbage. Should be a lot of fun, so I hope to see you there.